We're going to go look at the Iloilo Garden of Love, but first, toys at the mall. Here at Festive Walk, they put up a exhibit of toys. Yes, I know they are collectibles. I used to collect all this crap when I was in the U.S., and as much as I loved having them, they're still toys, let's be honest. Actually, I love this stuff. They had a comic book convention back in 2014. I went to it. It was rather small but enjoyable, and I was hoping it was going to be a regular event. And that was 2014, and it's the only one we've had. This is nice. I like to see it. Most of it seems to be exhibits, not for sale. There are booths that are selling things, but a lot of them seem to be collectors and clubs showing off what they have. And they have some pretty cool stuff. These are some vendors here, but most of the setup figures seem to be collections, not for sale. And there's just tons of it. It's really neat. There's a lot of interest. I was hoping they would have more comic book conventions. Things like this definitely speak of like disposable cash, which is not real common here, but as the middle class grows, it will become more common. And I love a good sci-fi convention and comic book show. We did go to Seoul Cafe for lunch, Korean place. We'd never been here. We both wanted to try it. I got a beef dish I don't remember the name of. It was quite good. And they all split army soup. Army soup has everything, including the kitchen sink. It was all really good, but while we were waiting on the food, we got bored and played with the phones. Sorry. After lunch, we all headed down to the river, which is flooded at the moment. The high tide is crazy right now. So the sidewalk that goes under the bridge here was flooded out. We had to cross the street. Luckily, it was not very busy. I really love the way they've done this river walk. You can see there's big open areas, so there's a lot of different activity areas of just general purpose. It's all very well maintained. It's clean. It's pretty. I've talked about this before. I am amazed that they actually put this in. Oh yes, there's the other side of the river bridge, flooded. But not only do they put this in, they've done so well at maintaining it. This is a group learning about dragon boat racing. I believe it's the Iloilo Paddlers Club. They're supposed to hold meetings here for free training and introduction to dragon boat racing. And we just happened to stumble upon that. You saw that was a big open area. Here's another big open area. They've really done a good job of providing lots of space. And this would be a lawyer's nightmare in the U.S. They've included a free, unmonitored skateboard park. Well, I'm old. I think of it as a skateboard park, but there's rollerblades, skateboards, and bicycles. I used to go to skateboard parks in the 70s. I quite enjoyed it, and I was terrible. So I love watching these guys, and every one of them here are better than I ever was. And when I say guys, I mean guys and girls, because, dude, you're all dude to me, right? It was fun watching them, and it was really good how they're sharing the space so well. They took turns, they stayed out of each other's way. It was just, I wish the drivers on the road were as well disciplined as these teenagers. But I stood here for quite a while watching them because it was just fun watching. I've always wanted to be able to do this stuff, and even in my youth, as a cyclist, I was a road cyclist, not a fancy cyclist. Never did bunny hops, never did any tricks. Used to jump ramps, but we all did that, almost killed ourselves. So I just had fun watching them. This is still Esplanade 1. I thought when you cross the road, it would be Esplanade 3, but apparently crossing the road is not enough. This is still Esplanade 1 until you cross the river. From the bicycle path, we have a bridge crossing a piece of the river. Now we get into Esplanade 3, finally. And The bridges are all painted up really cool. I love all this. They've done a really good job. I keep going on about the artwork in the city and how this is in the center of the city. This is the middle of town. And look at this big open area, huge park. I mean, they've really done a good job. Iloilo is doing really well on this. Like I said, I was surprised they ever put this in. And even more surprised they've done such a good job of maintaining it. All this open area, all this space, and we're in the middle of town. This is just, I love it. Gives us a nice place to walk, get out, and enjoy the day. There's our dragon boats. I did look online to try and find out about dragon boat races. They've been canceled the last couple years here due to COVID. And all I've seen is some stuff in Cebu. I can't find anything about dragon boat races here. I was hoping they would be back this year because I love watching the dragon boat races. I've got a number of videos on those. Never tried that. That would be something to try. Squeeze my fat ass in that boat, huh? Yeah, maybe not. This section of the walkway is not as pretty and flower garden beautiful as where I generally walk over by Medical City, over in Esplanade 1. This is more of a natural, like a nature trail. They keep it trimmed back so we're not just in a wild jungle, but they haven't really done much as far as replanting, just flowers and stuff. This is more natural and open, and it's really nice. It's a real good area. We are looking for the Garden of Love. We will find it eventually. It's this way. I've seen it from the road. We just have never walked it. And we all keep stopping for pictures. The cousins are all spread out everywhere. But look, what's that up ahead?
Oh, we found it.
Did you find it? Oh, there's a taco stand. Oh, it's not open. I could go for a good taco, even though we did just eat that big Korean meal. Yeah, we've seen the Garden of Love from the road. We passed it in taxis, and she's wanting to come mostly because she saw that they have sunflowers. Hopefully they have them today, because most of these gardens, you don't know what they're going to have from one day to the next. Things bloom and die. But we're just out enjoying. You can see there's a lot of people out walking. These are very popular. The section by our house is busier for walks. This part doesn't have as much shade and doesn't have the condos. So I think we get a lot more people walking in our section. But the garden is up ahead. We did find it. But we're just kind of strolling along. Tons of pictures. Everybody's stopping. We're spread out all over, having a great time. I don't know if you can see this guy's fishing pole. It's got quite a bend on it. I was wondering, he's got something heavy. And I've seen some big fish come out of this river, because this is actually more of an ocean inlet. And we're seeing, what did he catch?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Is right. He got a bag of trash. Sorry, but it does happen. They do a good job of keeping this river clean, but it's an ongoing battle. We finally make it to the Garden of Love, and this was, I think it started out just their garden getting flowers to plant in the other sections, and people wanted to come stroll around and look at it, so they put in things to do. Got some rules, pretty reasonable. Got a couple things for pictures, and just lots and lots of flowers. It'll change daily. When you come, we've been here like 3 times now, and it's pretty different every time. They move these out and bring in new stuff. They're doing a really good job. They've put in the benches and tables, made a nice little park out of it. Iloilo is doing an incredible job at maintaining all these gardens and walkways at the river, and I really appreciate it. But she wanted to come see the sunflowers. So we're looking for sunflowers and just taking pictures along the way. That's not a sunflower. She's found birds of a feather. And there's the sunflowers, sort of. There they are. And since we were playing with the camera at the restaurant, we started playing with the cameras here, doing different effects, just for the hell of it. Same pictures, putting in blurs and color changes, just seeing what we can find. We had a great time. The cousins seemed to enjoy it. We had a good lunch and lots of flowers. Enjoy your day in paradise.